Hi, my name is Angela G, and today I will be doing 2007 AP Calc AB FRQ number 2. So number 2 says, the amount of water in a storage tank in gallons is modeled by a continuous function on the time interval t is between 0 and 7, where t is measured in hours. In this model, rates are given as follows. The rate at which water enters the tank is f of t equals to 100 t squared times sine of square root of t in gallons per hour for t is between 0 and 7. The rate at which water leaves the tank is g of t, where g of t equals to 250 for t is between 0 and 3, and 2000 for t is between 3 and 7 in gallons per hour. So first I'm going to label the graph. This is g of t equals to 250, and this is g of t equals to 2000. This is f of t. Now, to show where g of t changes at time equals to 3, I'm going to label t equals to 3. Now, the graphs of f and g, which intersect at t equals to 1.617 and t equals to 5.076, are shown in the figure above. So I'm going to label these intersection points. This is t equals to 1.617, and this is t equals to 5.076. At time t equals to 0, the amount of water in the tank is 5,000 gallons. This is the initial condition, so 0, 5,000. Part A. How many gallons of water enter the tank during the time interval t is between 0 and 7? Round your answer to the nearest gallon. So, to find the amount of water that enters the tank, you want to find the integral of the rate at which water enters the tank. Because remember, these are rates, and this is an amount, and this is asking for an amount. So, you want to integrate from 0 to 7 for f of t. This is the calculator active section. So I'm going to go to my calculator and click on math. Go down to the fn integral and put in the bounds of 0 and 7 and plug in f of t. But I'm going to use x for the calculator. This gives us the number, rounded to the nearest gallon, 8,264 gallons. Part B. For t is between 0 and 7, find the time intervals during which the amount of water in the tank is decreasing. Give a reason for each answer. So, the amount of water in the tank is decreasing when g of t is greater than f of t. Basically, the rate at which water leaves the tank is greater than the rate at which water enters the tank. So this happens when t is between 0 and 1.617 and 3 and 5.076. So what we want to write is the amount of water in the tank is decreasing when t is between 0 and 1.617 and t is between 3 and 5.076, because the rate at which water leaves the tank is greater than the rate at which water enters the tank. So this is just saying g of t is greater than f of t. Okay, part C. For t's between 0 and 7, at what time t is the amount of water in the tank greatest? To the nearest gallon, compute the amount of water at this time. Justify your answer. So it's asking for the time t at which the amount of water in the tank is greatest. So that is asking for the absolute maximum. Now, the absolute maximum happens when the total amount of water, A of t, the rate, F of t, is greater than G of t, and then changes to F of t is less than G of t. So that happens when t equals to 3. So t equals to 3 is a critical number. So, because it's an absolute maximum, we have to test the endpoints. So we need to find A of 0, A of 3, and A of 7. Now, A of 0 is given to us in the initial condition. So A of 0 equals to 5,000 gallons. A of 3, you just want to take the initial condition plus the amount of water that enters the tank for time is between 0 and 3. So take the integral of the rate at which water enters the tank between 0 and 3 of f of t dt. And you want to subtract the rate at which water leaves the tank for t is between 0 and 3. So that's 250 times 3 hours. So go to your calculator and put in 5,000 plus, and then you want to get Fn integral, and the bounds are 0 and 3, of 100 times x squared times sine of square root of x dx. Now subtract 250 times 3. The answer, rounded to the nearest gallon, is 5,127 gallons. For A of 7, take the answer from A of 3 and add the amount of water that enters the tank between t equals to 3 and t equals to 7. So integrate between 3 and 7 of f of t dt. And then subtract the amount of water that leaves the tank between t equals to 3 and t equals to 7. So G of t is 2,000 when t is between 3 and 7. So that's 2,000 times 4 hours. So to get A of 3, just continue on from this answer above. So answer plus, and then go to math, Fn integral, and the bounds are 3 and 7. 100x squared times sine of square root of x dx minus 2,000 times 4 equals to 4,514 gallons. Now, the amount of water in the tank is greatest when t equals to 3. So, for the conclusion you want to write, the amount of water in the tank is greatest when t equals to 3. Now, the amount of water at t equals to 3 is 5,127 gallons. That's it. Thanks for watching.